What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-High Radio, shout in, stepping in the building. I got a West Coast legend stepping off in this thing. Darryl Reed, what's good with it, boss?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Man, feeling good, feeling great in this thing, Darryl. Now, I mean, from what I understand, you're about to bring a party to the A-Town real soon, man.
Absolutely.
What's going down with it?
So, December the 5th, I'm bringing my annual black tie party to the A.
Okay.
They asked me, why the A?
Yeah.
And my response was, why not bring my elegant party to the black Mecca in America, right?
Yeah.
So the reason I came out here, Atlanta has always shown me love when I came out here to visit.
Yeah.
I love all the black people with their own businesses, supporting one another. A lot of my people have actually not been to Atlanta. I think it'll be good for my Bay Area people to see all these black people doing good for themselves, working with one another. Perfect opportunity to not just have a party, but do a good cause by bringing my people to this city, and hopefully it can inspire them to support each other more in the Bay Area.
I feel that. I feel that. I mean, who are you bringing down with you, though?
So, Too Short, Atlanta is Too Short's second home. He love Atlanta, right? So Short is pulling up. I got my boy Gary Payton pulling up.
Okay, then.
I'm trying to get my brother MC Hammer to make this trip.
My God.
I'm hoping he can make it. If he can make it, I can assure you he'll be there. He supports my parties 100%.
Yeah.
And some other special guests, man. But it's going to be a night of grown folk fun. A lot of people who be networking, looking to meet new people. And I'm hoping that the city of Atlanta embrace me, come out. You can go to my page and see my track record with my parties in California. I got the biggest white party and black party in the state of California. Go to my page and it'll speak for itself at official underling Darryl Reed.
Now, Darryl, speaking of MC Hammer, man, you had him write the foreword to the book right here. Wait, I mean, can you speak about your relationship with Hammer? How y'all met?
Okay, so I met MC Hammer when I was in high school, before he became this national superstar back in the day. And it's on record, so I can talk about this. One of my friends brought MC Hammer to me at the time and said he wanted to introduce me to this guy who's going to bring this new thing to the rap game with this dancing thing, with all these dancers and with this splash. So I took the time, I was young, sat down, met him, we had a conversation, told me what his vision was. And you know how it is, I'm in the streets, man, I'm getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm a youngster, but I'm smart. Make a long story short, my brother needed me.
Yeah.
I was there for him.
Yeah.
2 years later, I ended up getting arrested. He blew up, supported me my whole 28 years of federal prison, flew all around the country to visit me, helped mentor my little son at the time, because I only got one son, which meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Showed up for my son when he graduated from college. Embraced him.
Yeah.
Stay loyal to me. This is important to the streets. MC Hammer stay loyal to me for 28 years in federal prison.
My God.
Came here to USB Atlanta and visited me when he was out there messing with Deion Sanders and all them. Great brother. Helped a lot of people. And I love a dude, man, and he's a great human being, man.
I hear a lot of stories like that about Hammer, man. I mean, how do you feel about the misconceptions that they are put on Hammer just from different business dealings back in the day? Because for me, Hammer was one of my favorite artists of all time. And then also I got a little angry when he didn't get down for that 50 years of hip hop either. Because it's like, Hammer, we need you now. You hurt us this time, Hammer, and we told you don't hurt us.
I can touch on all that.
Okay.
So, what I can say about that is, here go a young man in his mid-20s he blew up.
Yeah.
He get all this money. It's money he never seen.
Yeah.
And his intentions is to try to help his people, which is to save dudes who in the streets, give them a job, create jobs for them and stuff like that. So what happened was being young and running into all that type of money and trusting other people with the amount of money he was trusting them with, he got screwed over, you know, and he don't hold his head down for that, right?
Yeah.
But it's not one entertainer that came out of the Northern California that's and helped more people than Stanley Burrell, right?
Exactly.
Let me tell you why
Talk to me.
he didn't come to that 50 years of hip hop thing, because you've been around and you know it. The hip hop industry as a whole now, bro, has been watered down. A lot of gimmicks. Lot of false hype and stuff like that, misrepresentation of what really hip hop is.
Yes, sir.
And Stanley did not want to misrepresent what really hip hop's supposed to stand for. That's the reason he was getting invites and all that.
Yeah.
That's the reason he didn't want to participate in that. He didn't want his legacy to say that he supported where hip hop has gone now, you know. So that's the reason why he didn't. You didn't see him participating with that. So I'm glad you asked that, because me and him had them conversations.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that.
Now, for you though, Darryl, as a young man, I mean, finding yourself out in the streets, you know, getting to the money at those times. What was it that drove you that way, and what do you think you would have done differently, rewinding that hand of time?
So I grew up in an area where my grandmother stayed, which was called the 69th Village, right, in East Oakland. And it's an infamous ex-drug dealer named Felix Mitchell the Cat. That's O'Harain, right? He was our Robin Hood, I would say, in the neighborhood. My auntie had a son by him. So I used to spend a lot of time with Felix. So growing up, people thought he was my biological uncle, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? It was just I was around him a lot of time with my little cousin and stuff. So being around that environment, man, and my grandmama babysitting me for my mom and dad while they at work. When you're around that environment and you see dudes with the jewelry, the nice cars, the pretty women's, it has an effect on many of us, right?
Yeah.
Some of us can be strong enough and avoid it and stay on the right path, but some of us get infatuated with that and we start wanting to become these guys we see growing up, right?
Right.
So that's pretty much kind of what happened with me. I had both my parents all my life. It was nothing I wanted for. I had clothes, they kept me in clothes, but I used to hear my mom and dad sometimes complaining about bills, and I didn't really understand that because I seen them going to work hard every day though. So once I became a little teenager, 12, 13 years old, I started feeling like I needed to find me a way to take some of that burden of my parents, you know? And then I started selling some little marijuana. I started scalping tickets at the Raiders games at the Coliseum to make a few little extra dollars. And then eventually, after my mom found out I was selling weed, she confronted me. I told her it was only weed, Mom, it don't cause no harm. She said, well, that's the first thing you start selling. After that, you're going to want to sell some of that other stuff. And I told her, and at the time I meant it, my intention was not to get into the coke game, but eventually somebody made a proposition to me about a 16th of cocaine, 1/16.
Yeah.
I gave them the money for it, $160. They went and bought that 16, and they told me about this new drug called crack cocaine, these little rocks. He went, he told me, watch how fast I flip this. Within a few hours that particular day, he came back and said, man, it's gone. I love math. I'm always thinking of numbers, right? I was blown away.
Yeah.
We then re-upped. Well, after 2 months, at this time, I got a little marijuana operation on the street called Elizabeth in East Oakland at Seminary. So once I seen the money that was coming in from them little rocks he was selling, not realizing what it was gonna do to my community, mind you, I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
I ain't got no clue this little rocks in the devastate my community around the country.
Yeah.
I have no clue. All I'm looking at is as an opportunity for me to get this money.
Yeah.
So after 2 months, I gave up my weed operation, telling them I'm done with the weed. I'm gonna transition over here to these rock cocaine. And the next thing you know, I'm still in high school. You know what it did in the 80s, man. It went to Mars, man, and that's how I got into the game, man. That's what cocaine. It really happened like that, you know.
As a child, dealing in that kind of business with that kind of money, I mean, how much stress were you under, or were you just out there having the time of your life as a kid, not really realizing the magnitude of the weight that you were moving?
I really didn't. I was one of them little smart, little nappy-head little kids, you know, thinking I'm just being me, but not realizing the weight that I was carrying on my shoulder. And then people asked me, how did your mom and them not know what you were doing or whatnot? I told them I was very clever. I was hiding money.
Yeah.
I was telling them the story I was telling my mom and daddy is from scalping the tickets at the Coliseum. That's where I was getting my money for to buy new clothes and all that. And it wasn't until a little later that the streets, it got back around to them kind of what I was doing. And of course they confronted me. But at that time, man, I'm a teenager. I promised my mom I was gonna graduate from high school. I wasn't gonna drop out. She had me give her my word.
Yeah.
I gave her my word. She was disappointed in me, her and my daddy. But at that point, bro, I had made the decision. I'm in, you know.
Yeah.
So I did graduate in 1986, like I told my mom them. And at that point, I was 10 toes in the game, man.
Being that young, though, man, we talking about the crack epidemic in the 80s. I mean, the danger was everywhere. Surviving and protecting yourself. I mean, how were you able to stay alive and not get robbed or killed?
Because the guys I grew up around from the 69th Village, the mob, as they called them, was the most feared drug crew in California at that time.
Okay.
So it was hands off on don't touch him. So that's how I was able to survive that, man.
Exactly. When you look up and now we get into the $1 million range, you seeing the money start to grow and you thinking to yourself, okay, I'm approaching $1 million in this thing. What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, to be honest, man, like I was really naive to sort of the level that I was on. I'm a teenage kid, man. I'm hustling. I always had good organizational skills, and the guys that was around me, I had them for the right purpose. If they was going to be around me, they was going to contribute to what I wanted to build. And even though I was young, that was my mindset, and that's why I was able to do what I did in such a short window of time, which is what amazed people. What I did within 3 years of jumping in the game as with cocaine.
Now, what about the parties back then? Were you throwing the parties back then too, Darryl?
So, this party is legendary, man. I got arrested December the 10th of 1988. 10 days before that, I threw my first birthday party at Golden Gate Fields, which is the racetrack, at the Turf Club. I rented it out. We rented it out for my 20th birthday party, but I was only 19 at the time.
Yeah.
No social media, no radio, just word of mouth.
Yeah.
3,000 people came to that party.
My God.
And we don't know how it happened. we can't explain this, but it's legendary. And after people seen all these guys from all these different neighborhoods who usually got some issues with them,
Yeah.
come under one roof,
Yeah.
and because of the respect they have for me,
Yeah.
no incidents with these dudes with tuxedos on who ain't never wore a tuxedo in their life.
Yeah.
But inspired
Yeah.
by me encouraging them, let's get fly,
Yeah.
let's dress up.
Yeah.
The party became like a legendary folk, man. Like so guys then started trying to do these black tie parties, trying to hopefully get to that peak.
Yeah.
But it never happened. So when I came home in 2016 of August, my people wanted me to do a welcome home party.
Yeah.
So 2017, I did a welcome home party in San Francisco at this place called Yoshi's. I talked to some promoters. I want to share it. I talked to some promoters trying to get some information on how I should price this party, how to go about promoting it. They didn't really want to give me no game, man. And I seen it, right?
Yeah.
So I asked them how much I should charge. One of the guys told me, don't rent the whole venue. You're going to be wasting money because people not coming out to parties like that no more. This ain't the 80s. He called himself telling me I was behind time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I said to him, but everybody ain't me, bro.
Exactly.
Like, I show love out here. I show love out here, man. These people been waiting for me to come home. So I told him, I'm renting the whole venue, man.
Yeah.
I told him I'm gonna charge $50 an entry.
Yeah.
He said, man, they not gonna pay that, man. He kind of telling me, man, you been gone, you out of touch, right? Now, this is true story. Long story short, I said, man, if they don't want to pay $50, they don't want to come to see me at my party, man.
Yeah.
It's $50. Long story short, sold the whole building out. People was at the door trying to offer my people $100 and $200 to let them in the party.
Crazy.
Sold it out, and then people said, man, we've been waiting for you to come home, and we need this.
Yeah.
That gave me the idea and said, I got a lane.
Come on now.
That's how this started when I came home. So this is gonna be my sixth black tie party. This one I'm doing in Atlanta.
Okay.
I do an annual all-white party. I just had 2,500 people come up to my all-white party.
Yeah.
$100 a head.
Woo. Now, answer me this, though, Darryl. How long was the run, man, before you got locked up? 3 years.
3 years. I ain't nobody never came and dumped no bunch of kilos on me like these guys within the 80s. I bought a 16, started grinding, put a crew together, and built what I built. Nobody didn't come to me like a lot of them do. So that's why a lot of them dudes today, since that part of the game over with, they can't survive out here.
Yeah.
They never knew how to hustle.
Exactly.
Somebody just gave them some product, and it was people looking for it, and they went and sold it. But the dudes who got it out the mud, like me, from the ground up, we know how to hustle, man. It's other ways to hustle, and it ain't always illegal. So that's why you see a lot of them guys from that era now, they can't never bounce back. That's the only way they was able to get on back then, because there was plenty of work around and they was giving it to them on consignment.
That's for real. I mean, that translates into all the industries as well, too.
Absolutely.
It was the same thing going on. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
When the walls came crashing down, though, Darryl, how far up was you? Did you sense it coming? And what was that experience like, sir?
So, the crazy part is this, man, and I can speak for a lot of guys around the country that be hustling. Man, I thought I can outwit the feds, right? I thought that I was so street sharp, so observant, that I wouldn't be able to avoid them ever catching me red-handed. This is what I believe, and this is what we be delusional about believing the guys in the streets. So, had all the signs that they was watching me, seen with my own eyes, right?
Yeah.
Know that's them people,
Yeah.
right? But thinking I can shake a tail, right? Not knowing they got people sitting at all these other places where I think I'm ditching them,
Yeah.
right? So because they said I was so smart for my age, they went further with me. One of the main apartments where I got arrested at, they put some cameras up in the exit signs
What?
in the hallways so they can see who had access to the apartment they felt I was cooking cocaine in.
Yeah.
So they had me under surveillance. They caught me red-handed. This is a true story, right?
Yeah.
I had just got through cooking 14 kilos of crack, right? I got arrested. They took me down to the OPD police station, and man, you would have thought that they were celebrating a new chief, man. What they said was, we finally got Lil D, right?
Yeah.
And I knew then, for me, I knew at that moment when they kicked the door in and put them cuffs on me, I knew that it would be a long time before I ever see the streets, you know? So I had my crew come up to see me in the county jail. I looked them in the eyes. I said, look, man, I don't need none of y'all to worry about what I'm going to do or what I might not do. I jumped off the porch. I knew it was death or prison. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm going to try to get the best, what I can get out of this situation. I love y'all, but this the price we pay by this game. And I knew it. You ain't got to worry about me cooperating, none of that. I'm taking mine on the chin. I'm going by myself. And them dudes, that conversation with them dudes, some of them dudes cried.
My God.
But I wanted them to know I do it every day in jail before I ever cross some dudes who only show loyal to me. I chose to jump in the game. Did nobody force me in the game. I'm not going to use no excuses on why I'm going to put another human being in a position of losing their freedom because then nobody make me sell drugs. That was a choice I made.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, and I'm glad you touched on that because today you got a lot of people that's call themselves in the streets, hustling in the game. When things go south on them, they come up with excuses on why they chose to bring you in or bring me in. When at the end of the day, if didn't nobody make you commit these crimes, you should stand on the consequences that come with it. It ain't don't give me no excuses and don't make excuses for the people that you got love for.
Yeah.
But be mad at Tekashi 6ix9ine. If your man crossed them lines and cooperated, he ain't no different than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine just admitted it. So that's a problem I got with the entertainment industry too now is these guys got a lot of influence on these young kids, but they rapping and talking about stuff that they not standing on. I got a problem with that because you know how influential this music is. They get into the lyrics, they get into the beat, they get hyped up.
Yeah.
They go out here, they go do these shootings. They go out here, they popping perks, they popping pills, they snorting powder. Then you get in a situation. They put you in that room, and then all of a sudden, you trying to justify why you not standing on business like I stood on business.
Yeah.
They came to me multiple times on me. I didn't have to do 28 years, and I clearly told them, I'm cut from a different cloth, man. I can't help y'all, man. I can't put nobody else in the situation I'm in now. I made this choice. Now I gotta live with my consequences. So. That is why it's tricky with me with the entertainment industry. I engage with them here and there, but I can never go 10 toes in because the guys that they putting on pedestals is not being held accountable for their betrayal to this image that they done made millions of dollars off of, and then guys like me who stood on business, they don't even really want to let me in them doors, because like when dudes like me get in them doors and they say, oh, this is the real guy that you talking about, that ain't really you, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I deal with entertainment, but I'm not I would never get 10 toes in, man, because they not honoring what they rapping about, man.
I
you know,
feel that.
You know,
Darryl, that transition though, man, when you got locked up and you go on the trial, did you think you were gonna be able to beat it? Did you try to fight it? Where were you at with it at that time?
Trial. I went to trial. I tried to get them to offer me 15 years, because mind you, I was only 20 years old when I went, and so I said, if I get 15 years, I can get out when I'm like 32 years old, which is 12 years. And to me, I did that standing on my head, right?
Yeah.
But at that time, they said it was coming up from up top. The only way they was going to work something out with me, they wanted me to cooperate, because they knew I knew all the guys.
Yeah.
And so I told them, even with the 15 years, I'll actually forfeit some money to them too or not. And they said their hands were tied, so I couldn't even get a deal for 15 years at that time.
My God.
So, but what they was hoping was, after my appeals and stuff, I lose them, that maybe I would rethink.
Yeah.
They offer cooperating, and even when they came back around to me, I told them, ain't nothing changed, man. I gotta stand on what come with the decisions I made, you know. Yeah. And that's how it ended up playing out. And until President Obama gave me a clemency in 2016, that was my position, man. I'm gonna ride it out until they let me out, you know. So I got out like 3.5 years earlier from the clemency that Obama gave me, because my attorneys, Diana Frapier and Brittany Barnett, was able to get me a clemency from the president, and I got that plot in my house where he gave me another chance, man, and I appreciate Obama for that, you know. And he got a lot of slack from his staff, because they felt like I was kind of like a little monster, you know, and I wasn't. But they built me up to be that, so they felt he was doing a high risk by allowing me the clemency, and he just felt, because how young I was and how brilliant he thought I was here, I more than deserved a second chance, and he gave me that second chance, man, and I appreciate that.
When you started doing that time, though, Darryl, what was going through your mind when they told you that you looking at 30 years?
No, when they gave me 20 months. So this is a true story, man. Not one time did I cry about that time they gave me. And the first time I cried about my circumstances was the day I walked out of prison.
My God.
So I had them suppress them emotions.
Yeah.
For all them years, bro, until that officer was walking me through R&D, and it hit me. And I started crying. And I'll never forget, I said to the officer, I said, man, I apologize for doing this in front of you. And he said, hey, man, you know how long you been in jail? He said, man, you can do all the crying you want. Yeah. Reed. He said, man, we so happy that we see you going home, man. You ain't never should have been in jail for this long for no nonviolent drug charge. First time offender, bro.
My God.
So that was a moment, man, that I never forget, because I was fighting it, right? I was choking, and then it just... And then once I walked through that door, bro, and seeing that other side of the world, was like, I'm here, man.
I'm here, exactly. I'm here.
I'm here, you know?
During those 28 years, though, Darryl, seeing young men coming in there, seeing older men passing away, what was going through your mind during those times where you saw it was a revolving door and a lot of people that looked just like you coming in and out of it?
So what I did while I was in there, though, man, which is a lot of younger dudes that when they was coming in, man, I would embrace them and give them as much wisdom as I can give them, and that's why I can go around the country and all these different places, because I've always had the ability to have diplomacy.
Yeah.
Diplomacy is a gift, right? And so with diplomacy, you can nip a lot of situations in the bud in the streets where it save lives. And when you have done that for people, they never forget that. So in prison, I use my influence to get in the middle of cultural wars, where I can get them to the table, give them some logic. Look, man, this ain't worth this.
Yeah.
We all are gonna be screwed if we don't nip this in the bud.
Exactly.
We all are gonna get screwed from this situation. Somebody gonna get killed. Somebody gonna have a new case. We're gonna get shipped all around the country. So my ability doing that throughout them years, throughout the prisons, dudes love me all around the country, man. Because some of them dudes would have never went home had they not listened to my approach.
Come on.
So that's what I did in there, bro. I used my influence and my this here to try to alleviate violence and give dudes some hope that they gonna get a second chance at life, man. And so that's why when I came home, I started my Darryl Foundation, because I was already calling to the streets from prison to talk to the youngsters about not following the path I took and not to want to be like the old me. But it's more opportunities for y'all now. You don't have to just sell drugs that feel like this the only way out the hood. So that's I use in my voice for that from in prison, and those are the things that mom and them looked at and said, man, the dude already been using his influence for positivity from in there, man. He don't need to still be in there.
Yeah.
All those things helped me get a clemency.
When it came time to figure out how to get that clemency, what was that whole process like, trying to reach out to the Obama administration to get it done?
So my boy Hammer, a soldier, man. Hammer went up to that White House knocking on doors and shit, man, about me, you know. And I love this because people don't know this though, but dude is a solid dude, man. And the dancing shit, man, don't get it twisted, man. Man, Hammer is a different
It's the real deal.
Yeah, he ain't to be played with.
Come on,
you know,
now.
Right? But the point is, dude really was up there advocating for me, though, you know. And I never was gonna try to get a clemency because I hadn't done so many years, bro, that I felt like, man, I got 3.5 years ago, man, I can do the rest of that shit. And this is a true story. When the lawyer was talking to me on the phone and talking to me about filing a clemency for me, I was real nonchalant about it. Because at that point, bro, I'm 27 years I'm in, man. I done adapted to my new world. You know, this is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So first I was bucking on her filing a clemency for me, and she eventually convinced me and said, Brittany said, Darryl, you don't have nothing to lose, right? And even if it's 3 years and something, that's 3 years and some of your life, right? Let me file it. I'm almost 100% sure Obama is gonna grant you clemency. Just let me do the work.
Yeah.
She did the work. Within 60 days, bruh, I got a call from my unit team. That's who like your counselor and all that. They told me we got a phone call for you. It was Brittany Barnett and Diana Frappier, my two lawyers. So we get on the phone, and she says, I got some good news for you, Darryl. So at that point, I'm kind of already feeling what she gonna say, right?
Yeah.
She says, Obama granted your clemency, you going home.
Come on now.
I was quiet. She was like, you heard what we said? They right. They hollering, these women. They hollering, right, and stuff. And I'm kind of just like, and they tell this story too. They was like, we told this boy he had Clemency going on or whatnot, and he was just so nonchalant about it. And I think I was sort of like just kind of just numb.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, I do appreciate this, man. This is gonna be 3.5 years early me getting on, but I'm also fighting, bro. Man, these white folks just had me do 28 years for a nonviolent crime, and I got the homeboys who did murders. Them niggas did 7 and 8 years. Like, so it was mixed feelings from me, you know. And so we get off that call, and when I come back out there, and these dudes know I'm waiting to hear about my clemency, right?
Yeah.
Man, when I told some of them dudes I was going home, these grown ass killers. you know, you're right.
You. Yeah.
Some of them dudes was crying, man.
Yeah.
And they was happy for me.
Yeah.
And man, that's how I got my clemency, bro. And I remember, man, walking through the airport. I'm gonna send a picture to you too that they took me. I was walking through the airport, and it freaked me out seeing all these people on these phones with their head down. It's real shit, bro.
Yeah.
And it's moving so fast. You know, I'm like this, and this shit is, and I'm looking like a deer. I got the picture they caught of me. I'm looking like a deer with the headlights in front of me, bro, because this is a whole new world I'm walking into, bro. But
yeah,
I ain't intimidated.
That's right.
My mindset is, whatever I'm gonna need to do to get back on track, I know I got the courage to do it. So I ain't never freaking out mentally saying, you know, because some motherfuckers freak out.
Yeah.
I'm never there mentally because I know mental and physical and health is what kept me sane for all them years, and I'm gonna keep that same mindset, right?
That's right.
So people was bumping into each other and shit in this airport and shit. And I'm looking at the people like, man, you ain't gonna say excuse me, right?
Yeah.
Penitentiary. I've been
exactly.
in the pen. You better say excuse
Come
me,
on
right?
now.
So all these things was my challenges to me, and I'm saying, wow.
Ooh.
Man, it's a code I'm talking about. I knew it was gonna be, you know, something for me to see, but to get there and have to go through it and see it. So those things were just the littlest things, bro, that I had to adapt to and be able to cope with, so I can come back into society and try to find my way, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was on probation. They had me on paper for 5 years. I mean, I had to do probation for 5 years, but I got off early. I got off in 3 years though because I didn't get in no trouble.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to get a job, and I said I can't work for nobody, man. Like I'm smarter than I can't work for them. But they said, well, you got to get a job because if you don't get it, because my folks was doing different stuff for me, and they said, but you need to get a job, right, if you want to get off early. So I said, well, I'll start me a business.
Yeah.
So I went and got me a box truck, started me a hauling company. I'm just like up the top of my head, I'm gonna go get me a box truck. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll start me a business, but I ain't working for nobody.
Yeah.
So I got me a little box truck, one little box truck.
Yeah.
Started my little hauling business and stuff like that. Started doing my little parties and stuff like that, man.
That's right.
And rebuilding my life, man, you know?
When you realized that, you know, the next question I got though too, just revisiting, reliving, and just remembering those times, man. What went through your mind 20 years in and you recollecting the young man and that 3-year run that led to those 20 years, man?
My maturity as a human being, as a man, looking back on how naive we are when we young like that, and we think we grown. You know, just reflecting on all those things, but also using those experiences to try to teach and get through to the younger guys to help them try to navigate to avoid some of those particular decisions when I was young. So just using my life as a playbook to help some of these younger dudes try to make better decisions, you know?
How many of them were actually listening?
Oh, just listen, man. Me, like, even if you in the Bay Area with me, man, it's a different kind of love.
Okay.
They got for me, man, because when I was hustling and getting a lot of money, had a lot of power, I didn't abuse it.
Yeah.
But I called it spreading the bread.
Yeah.
I was able to do business with dudes from all these different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Because I built alliances.
Yeah.
So even the younger people, they hear from their parents or their aunties and uncles, so they heard how I treated people back then, way back then, before they was born. So when I came out, older dudes was telling me, man, the youngsters hard-headed, they wild, don't waste your energy with them. And I'm telling them, look, man, we really part of the reason some of these motherfuckers wild, man. We was selling crack cocaine and shit to their parents and their grandparents and all that. That's a domino effect. It trickles down onto them. Yeah. We part of the reason why a lot of them is screwed up, man. So my position is, if I can save one of them, I'm gonna save them. Yeah. And I feel like I owe them that. Yeah. So that's kind of what makes the love they got for me different. It's like I'm the people's champ, you know, and that's why they also support me with this whole party thing. But also, me and Monique is bringing a high level of entertainment that they not used to seeing with the stilts and dancers in the air and all this. So we are also bringing them these experiences. So that's why they support me too on the level that they support me, because they know no matter, I was a D-boy. There's a lot was with D-boys. Some of them motherfuckers was robbing, right? Yeah. But I still had a good heart.
When you came home, how many of that original crew was still alive and free?
Well, some of my homeboys that then got, murdered while I was gone, but then some of my best friends, my homeboy Timothy Blue Black, he did like 23 years. He was home by the time I got home. And my homeboy Vincent, he did 15 years. He was home when I got home. My homeboy Ricky Jeter. These was all the dudes in my crew, though. They got lesser time than me. I was the last one to come home, though. But for the most part, some of the guys I literally started hustling with from back in the day, them still my partners today. Man, we still hang out and try. They gonna be at my party, man. We got real brotherhood. We ain't. See, we not gonna fall out about misunderstanding. We got difference of opinions. Me and you can't agree all the time. Our relationships mean more than the fact we can't agree upon some shit. Yeah. So my relationship with my brothers from childhood is for real. Yeah. We if I'm coming, he coming with me, man. We coming. Yeah. We not breaking up our relationship from 20 years because we had a misunderstanding. The cloth I come from, we don't rock like that. We rock until we die.
Exactly. You talked about dealing with the weight on your shoulders, though, Darryl. I mean, that pressure, that mental health of it all. How did you maintain your sanity, sir?
So, man, I believe for me that because my mindset was when I jumped out there hustling, man, I knew what can possibly happen. I understood it. Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna get that amount of time just for no drug case. Yeah. But I knew, man, you know them people catch you. Yeah. So to be gone for a long time. So I think me accepting that from the beginning helped my mental, you know? So I knew that eating healthy, exercising, and being realistic about my new reality, which is, man, you shouldn't be gone for a long time. Yeah. So me accepting that out the gate helped me not lose my mind for all those years, man. That I know for a fact that's what helped me keep my sanity. That kept me from turning to the medication, which a lot of people end up turning to from anxiety. Having, listen, man, I say this to any man. I never want you to think it's easy to be housed in a cage for any amount of time where you can't leave. Mm-hmm. You can't go to your mama house, or you here. Mm-hmm. You can't leave this compound, right? That's not easy for nobody mentally.
Yeah.
Some people are just wired different and they stronger mentally, because there was a time when I was younger, I used to be saying, this weak ass nigga.
Right with you.
Yeah, but that's, being in prison is not easy on nobody's. You wasn't born to come here to be caged somewhere. But I always try to tell people who go out and make these poor decisions, bruh. Man, prison is don't let social media trick you. Them dudes on there acting like they not tripping. Them niggas be in their cells crying and shit, man. They be in there crying to their girlfriends. Why you don't come visit me? I heard you messing with Joe Blow. They on here showing you, they misleading y'all, man. It ain't no peaches and cream with none of that, homie.
Yeah.
It's bad. So yeah, you see them with a cell phone, them niggas still can't leave from where they at, don't? Cause it make them think, oh, I can do that. No, man, that ain't it, homie.
Yeah.
You do not want to. I'd rather be free struggling than in prison with $10 million, homie. Man, I know dudes that was in prison with millions of dollars said they'd get that shit up for another day out in the free, where they ain't never coming home. Ain't no money in the world worth being in prison 10, 15, or 20 years, homie. And this is where these dudes don't tell these youngsters.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it, homie. I talked to dudes that some boys been in jail 33 years. They happy for me, but they want to be here with me.
When you saw people passing in there, did that stress you out, thinking that I could possibly pass in here?
I mean, I of course I know that, but that's why, I be on my live with my Peloton bike telling them health is wealth.
Yeah.
I know the value of exercise.
Yeah.
I know, or your blood, I know all this, so that's a part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's why I go live and be encouraged. And there's people who've been watching me, they done went and bought Peloton bikes.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, health is wealth.
Yeah.
You know, we got sugar, diabetes, high blood pressure, all that shit from eating all this processed food, all this sugar, these Coke sodas, and all that shit is bad for us.
Yeah.
So if I can encourage some people to want to try to be healthy, then I'm using my voice for some good, man.
That's
you
right.
know? Yeah, I'm using my voice for some good.
Lastly, though, the book Wait. What do you want people to take away from this book, though, Darryl?
So, Wait is my autobiography that I wrote while I was in prison on some yellow legal tablets in pencil. I wrote that whole book, right? When you read my book, it's a different read, because I'm doing a lot of educating in that book. I'm telling you like how my life, how it all started from in school, when I started selling marijuana, how I started selling marijuana, but it's like I'm having a conversation with you with my book. I didn't want to use big words and all that stuff. I wanted to have a conversation with the reader to just tell them about my journey, you know? And it's a lot of people, man, who have reached back to me telling me how grateful they is that I wrote that book, and I wrote it in the way that I wrote it to educate these youngsters that is infatuated with the game, you know? It's the cars, it's the money, it's the jewelry, it's the attention. It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason I wrote that book, and I'm hoping that eventually the right situation can come about, and hopefully one day I can do a TV series.
Yeah.
Because I believe my story from where it started and where it's at with the redemption and what I've been doing since I come home is gonna give a whole lot of people some hope.
Yeah.
To say, damn, dude been through all that shit, and he came back out here and he weathered this storm. And I think if I can get that on a larger platform where some kids around the world can see that, it can help them make some better choices, you know? And I do got a 2-episode documentary already edited, 45 minutes each, with new music behind it from the mechanics and all that. And I'm hoping to eventually get the right people to see the value in my story, because my story is unique. I'm not stroking myself, I'm being honest. And it's a lot of guys, a lot of little D's around the country.
Yeah.
But I ain't met none of them yet that was my age and did what I did at my age.
Exactly.
And had the type of influence I got and the influence I got today.
Come on now.
So that's what you'll get out of my autobiography. It's a great read, man, and you can get it at DarrylReedPublishing.com, man. It's a great read, man.
I'm here for that. And then lastly, also, what would you want to tell the next little D coming up what to do when they hit that crossroads to figure out, should they go down this hustling street or should they go down this education street or trade street? What street they need to be going down?
So to be honest, man, my message now to any young man or young woman that's on the fence about jumping into criminal activity, regardless of whether it's selling drugs or whatever they choose to do, is that today, it's a lot of more opportunities available for people to be able to help take care of their family. I'm almost for sure, as smart as I am, if I had some of these opportunities back in the 80s,
yeah,
I wouldn't have went that route. I didn't want to be gambling with my life, selling drugs. I just was trying to figure out a way I can try to help my parents and my family. So when I see individuals who don't have to do illegal shit go down that road, I can never understand that, man. I would say you don't want to go down that road, man, because it is not worth it, man.
That's
it's
right.
not worth it, you know.
Right.
Yeah, your freedom is not.
If folks are trying to contact you though, D, how do they do it?
So I'm on Instagram. Official _ Darryl _ Reed on Instagram. That's where you can find me. My page is public. I'm inviting any of the people who listen to this to come out and celebrate my 57th birthday on December the 5th at the Bank Event Center. I can assure you, my party is going to be an experience. You're going to have a great time. You're going to meet some great people from all around the country. I got people coming from D.C., Chicago, Baltimore, Indianapolis, California, Detroit, New York. They coming from everywhere because they've watched me come home after experiencing what I experienced, starting with nothing and building something organically. And many of these people just want to come out and support something positive like this that I'm doing. But also, you're going to have a great time, and I'm going to be fly as a motherfucker when I step up in there. So, Atlanta, y'all show me love when I come out here. I appreciate it. And I'm hoping that many of y'all who never knew who this guy Darryl Reed is, a.k.a. Lil D out of Oakland, California, if you ever want to come to a turn-up party, bossed up, come out and turn up with us and you will not be disappointed.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard the man. Get down with the movement. Be Hot Radio Shout at Darryl Reed. We go.
That was dope.